Nithyanandam, and welcome to all the viewers watching us live from around the world. Now it's time for us to begin with the Brahma Muhurta Nithyananda Yoga as part of our daily Charya Pada. So we'll be entering into the yoga now. Just before we enter, let's take a moment to just close our eyes and sit in a meditative space. Just completely unclutch from everything else. Decide to unclutch from all the other thoughts you're having. And from this space, we'll be invoking Swamiji's presence. Let's all bring our hands together in front of our heart center. Take a deep breath and chant the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasyadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Next, we'll be chanting the Shivamoola mantra Om Ham Haum Shivaya Namaha 11 times internally. I'll be chanting it aloud so all of us can follow along. Om Ham Haum Shivaya Namaha. 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 We'll now be moving into the Tattvachamanam, where we'll be performing the ritualistic cleansing. Let us now take an Uddharani of water in our hands. Bring your Panchapatram Uddharani in front of you. Take an Uddharani of water in your hands. Bring your hands into the Gokarna Mudra and pour an Uddharani of water into your palm and drink the water at the end of the mantra. Om Atmadattvam Shodayami Svada. Take another Uddharani of water. Om Vidyadattvam Shodayami Svada. Take another Uddharani of water. Om Shivatattvam Shodayami Svada. Now take an Uddharani of water and rinse your hands. With the base of your right hand thumb, now wipe your lips from the right to left. Om Ham Hridayaya Namaha. Once again, rinse your hands. Next, With the index, middle, and ring fingers touch above the upper lip, below the lower lip. Once again, rinse your hands. Next, with the index finger and thumb, touch the right nostril, left nostril. With the ring finger and thumb, touch the right eye, right ear, left ear. Once again, rinse your hands. Next, with the little finger and thumb, touch the navel, right chest, and with all fingertips touch above the head, right shoulder, left shoulder, and heart center. Once again, rinse your hands. With this, we now be entering into the Sankalpa, where we set the conscious resolution for today's Nithyananda Yoga. Now, let's take a few moments to sit and visualize what we want to achieve today. What do we want to manifest today? What do we want to have a breakthrough in today? Intensely visualize that, not just that you want it, but that it is manifesting. Now, from the space, let us chant the Sankalpa mantra and declare this to the cosmos. Place your right hand on your left hand, place both of your hands on your right thigh, and let us chant the Sankalpa mantra. अथ सङ्कल्पः ममोपात्त समस्त दुरितक्षयद्वारा भगवच्छ्रीनित्यानन्दपरमशिवप्रीत्यर्थम् श्रीनित्यानन्देश्वरी परमशिवशक्तिसहित श्रीनित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिवप्रीत्यर्थं च अद्य पूर्वोक्त एवं गुण विशेषेण विशिष्टायाम् अस्यां शुभतिथौ पूर्ण आरोग्ययुक्त दृढगात्रयौगिक शरीर सिद्ध्यर्थं परमशिवशक्त्याविष्करणार्थं नित्यानंद योगाभ्यासं करिष्ये. Now take Nandini of water and rinse your hands. Om Apaupasprishyam. Let us now keep our Panchapatra Nandini aside and we'll be moving into a quick warm up.
Okay, so now we will all first stand up for the warm up. So now to begin the warm up, let us start with the head rotation. Let us move our head from right to left. Slowly, very slowly. Then start the circles. Move your head in circles. And you can do the opposite side. Next, we'll move on to our shoulder rotation. So you can keep your hands in your shoulders and start rotating in the circle. So make sure you're going in the big circles and your elbows are touching each other. You can do the opposite side. Next, let's move on to hand rotation. So let us loosen our hands up, rotate them in circles, nice and wide, big circles. You can do the opposite side as well. Next, let's loosen our hips. Let's start with the hip rotation. Slowly, very slowly, rotate your hips. Do the opposite side as well. So let's now bend our knees and start the knee rotation. Let's do the opposite side as well. Yes. So let's move on our ankle rotation. So let's rotate our ankles slowly. Move opposite side. Let's rotate this left ankle as well. And rotate the opposite side as well. So next let's move on to skeleton dance, where we loosen up our body. So you can sit standing in one position. Visualize yourself entire body is skeleton. In this posture, you don't need to correct yourself which posture to do. Feel free to move however you want. So make sure we are tuned with our body so that we are experiencing the full Nithyananda Yoga. So you can stand on the mat and you can close your eyes and visualize Swamiji in your inner space and visualize yourself as pure skeleton. Visualize yourself, no skeleton, no thoughts, no emotions, all that. And with this, let us slowly shake our bodies. You can shake your feet, you can shake your hands, you can shake your head. Intensely move the body along with the music. Make this is not a dance posture or all that. It is feel free how your body wants to move. Just to loosen up your body so that you can start with the yoga. With this, let us start the skeletal dance.
పంకజం జ్ఞానయజ్ఞ సూత్రమిందుశేఖరం కృపాకరం నారదాది యోగి బృంద వందితం దిగంబరం కాశికాపురాదినాథ కాలభైరవం భజే దేవరాజ సేవ్యమాన పావనాన పంకజం జ్ఞానయజ్ఞ సూత్రమిందుశేఖరం కృపాకరం నారదాది యోగి బృంద వందితం దిగంబరం కాశికాపురాదినాథ కాలభైరవం భజే
Make sure shake your body. Make sure you loosen up your muscles, your full body intensely. Yes, make sure shake your body. Yes, nicely shake your body. Intensely shake. And slowly, very slowly, come to your mat and stand in the sitting position. Close your eyes. Invoke Swamiji in your space and what you want to experience in the Nithyananda Yoga. So with this, we'll be entering into the next set of asanas today. So today we'll be entering into the Sadhura CVK part 1.
Yes, so after that powerful warm up, we'll now be entering into the asanas for today. So, as Anand said, we'll be entering into the CVK, the Chaturtha Vinyasa Krama. So in the Chaturtha Vinyasa Krama, the first asana that we are entering into is Kecharasana. So in Kecharasana, we are going to be starting with Padmasana. First bringing our feet into the Padmasana, crossing the legs onto the opposite thighs. So if you are able to perform the Padmasana, you can bring your legs onto the opposite thighs and from this position, keep your spine tall and the shoulders relaxed. Rest each hand gently on the knees of the same side. Keep your palms facing down, lightly resting the fingers extended naturally. Maintain an open and relaxed chest. Visualize your awareness lifting from the body into the vast expanse of the inner sky. See yourself drift weightlessly through the harmonious space. We're starting with the Kechari Mudra, turning the tongue gently back and upward into the hollow of the throat or the mouth. So you're folding your tongue backwards inside your throat. We are performing the Pratyahara Kumbhaka, which is inhaling deeply and visualize yourself unclutch, actually unclutch, and visualize pulling all of your senses inward like the tortoise, pulling its limbs inside its shell. So completely unclutch from the external world, completely unclutch from everything happening outside. Gaze to the tip of the nose, and the japa for this sequence continues to be Om Nithyananda Paramashiva. Kechara asanam nama padmasanastha jihvat tulam sprishan nagram drishtim nidhadhyat khed vicharet yogi. We now move to the next asana, which is the Agrasanam. So in Agrasana, we are going to continue being seated in Padmasana. Keep your back straight and your shoulders relaxed. Continue to keep the hands rested on the knees. So in this asana, we are changing the mudra to the Shambhavi mudra. The Kumbhaka continues to be Pratyahara Kumbhaka. Perform the Udyana Bandha, pulling the stomach in and up. Visualize yourself as a sacred vessel, the spine as a radiant mala of 108 luminous beads, a sacred garland offering. Gaze to the third eye, and the japa continues to be Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Aghrasanam cha pratamam paraswadam asanam apya adham madasanam tathaiva anyat simhasanam api uchyate. Now we're moving to the Narada Laya Mudra. Narada Laya Mudra. So in this asana, we are continuing to be seated in Padmasana with the spine straight and shoulders relaxed, keeping your hands on the respective knee. Keep the fingers down with the palms resting on the respective knees. And now, once again, we are going to be performing the Kechari Mudra, turning the tongue backward into the hollow of the mouth, trying to bring the tongue as back as possible and touch the throat. Visualize the flames of consciousness glowing steadily within as Narada's celestial melody arises. Its notes carry your awareness into blissful absorption. Continue to perform the Pratyahara Kumbhaka and gaze forward in this asana. Rechakat tar kamim kumbhaka jo mudrena ma kechari vadipom layame vahi narada ki laya jate har hote jagaka vaya. Now move to the next asana, which is the Humkarasana. So in Humkarasana, We are continuing to sit in Padmasana with the spine tall and the chest relaxed. Place both of your hands firmly on your side, palms pressing gently against your hips and the thumbs downward. So like this. So you're not resting the hands on your hips like this. You're going to keep, all the fingers are going to be pointed downwards. So your hands are going to be pressing against your hips with the fingers pointed down. And now we are going to inhale and intensely perform the Hunkara, humming. Hmm. Hmm. So this is the Hunkara. So we are going to be performing the Chakara Mudra. The Chakara Mudra is where we are placing both of our hands on the sides with the thumbs and fingers pointed down, and where we are going to hum intensely. This is the Chakara Mudra. The Kumbhaka continues to be Pratyahara Kumbhaka. So as you inhale intensely, unclutch from everything that's happening externally, gaze forward and visualize the luminous blue vibration of light energy glowing at your navel center. Feel its radiating power through the central channel, its sound scattering all obstacles. Let us perform the Chakarasana for a few moments. Hmm. गुह्यावायुं नाद्यमध्य आकृष्टम् उप्यः पद्मासने तनुं स्थाप्य हस्तद्वयं प्रस्वयो न्यसेत्. We now be moving into the Vairochanasana. So in the Vairochanasana, we are going to start seated in the Padmasana and keep the back straight. Rest your hands firmly on your side with the thumbs turned forward and extend fingers extended. Sorry, now your thumbs, instead of your hands pointed down, your hands are going to point side forward. Once again, in this asana, So in this asana, we'll be performing the Kechari Mudra, rolling the tongue towards the back of the throat. Perform the Pratyahara Kumbhaka, gaze forward, and visualize yourself as radiant Vairochana, the illuminating presence at the center of Dharma wheel. Yoga Chakra Yatropa Karanair Vairochana Padmasana Vishtirna Bandhena Pranavayu Raso Vishuddhaha. Now we move to the next asana, which is the Jnana Mudra asana. Now you can all open your legs, stretch your legs out as we enter into Jnana Mudra asana. You can all stretch your legs out. And now we are going to come into a kneeling position and sit on our heels. Come to a kneeling position and sit on your knees. So now in this position, we're keeping our hands on the knees. And your fingers are now going to be placed in Bindu Mudra, touching the index to the thumbs. This is the Jnana Mudra asana. So in this asana, we are performing the Bindu Mudra, which is touching the index finger to the thumb and keeping the other three fingers stretched. We are performing the Samavritti pranayama. Inhale through the nose and exhale evenly, maintaining a rhythmic breath without strain. Visualize radiating in wisdom seat, grounded at the core, embodying clarity and insight from the inner silence, like an ancient जानभ्याम् अतो भूमौ स्थाप्य हृदि चिन्मुद्रां धारयन् नाभौ पादतलं संस्थाप्य ज्ञानमुद्रासनं विदुः. Now we move to the Kaya Yamaga Asana. So in this asana, we are now going to come onto our toes. So now raise onto your toes and bring your knees off the ground. Keep your feet slightly apart. Don't keep the feet touching. Lift the knees off the ground and keep your hands in front of your chest in the Namaskara Mudra. So in this asana, we are performing the Namaskara Mudra. Perform the Samavritti Kumbhaka and visualize prana flowing freely through your legs, clearing tightness and dissolving the stiffness. Mele உயர்த்தி கீழே இறக்கி நாளுக்கு எல்லா குரு குரு. So this Apta Pramana is from the Thereyer Yamaga Venba, which is a Tamil scripture by the great Siddha Thereyer, who is the direct disciple of the great sage Agastya. Now move to the next asana, which is Utkatasana Dve. So in Utkatasana Dve, we are going to be beginning with the feet once again hip width apart, bending, keeping the knees bent, and lifting the knees off the ground. Maintain balance while you are resting on the toes of your feet. Lower down slowly in a controlled, but avoid stopping there. Rest your hands on your knees and elbows and then come back up. So now what you're going to be doing is, from the position where you're on your toes, you're going to keep your hands on your knees and you're slowly going to bring your knees to the ground and then come back up. Yes. So you're not going to stay there, you're not just falling there, your knees are just touching the ground and you're going to come back up. So this is the Utkatasana Dve. So with this, we are performing the visualization, fierce form of Paramashiva, Lord Rudra. Perform the Shambhavi Mudra, Samavritti, and gaze forward. Padanguštau Pradguštam Yabhavastabhyam Daram Khulpau cha Kaghato Tatro Parigudam Nyashtam Vigneyam Utkatasanam. Now we move to the next asana, which is Vakrasana. So now let's come to a standing position. And from this standing position, keep your feet shoulder width apart and sit in a squatting position, keeping your thighs parallel to the ground and the feet remaining flat. So first, let's bring our feet shoulder width apart with the toes pointed forward, and now you're going to bring your hips parallel to the ground. Interlace your fingers at your navel center and hold here. This is the Vakrasana. So in this asana, we are performing the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, inhaling deeply through the nostrils, making an ocean-like sound. Visualize sinking into the static squat as energy twists from the upper body through the hips and the muscles tightening. Once again, this asana is from the Yoga Jaina, where it mentions Vakrasana. Let's now come back to our standing position. We now move to the next asana, which is Prishthasana. Which is Pitasana. So Pitasana is where we are going to start from a standing position, feet slightly wider than hip width. So keep your feet slightly wider, and now keep your toes slightly pointed outward. Now bend your knees to a lower squat, placing your hands on your knees with the elbows pointed out. Yes, now sit down like that, fully sit down. Yes, keep your hands on your knees. Yes, yes. Keep your hands on the knees. Yes. So in this asana, we are going to be performing the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka, gaze forward and visualize prana flowing through your entire body, energizing your being. Pītam ardhachandram va sarvo sarvato bhadrameva cha asanam ruchitam bhadva padmadhyasana lakshanam. And now we can come back to a standing position as we move into Bhumi Padangushtasana. So in the Bhumi Padangushtasana, we're going to start with our legs comfortable and place both palms on the ground in front of us. So from a standing position, you're going to now bend down and place both the palms on the ground in a cup position. So this is the Bhumi Padasana. In this asana, visualize prana flowing through your thighs, clearing all the tightness and stiffness. Karadvayam talam bhumau udakyerana dharayet kinchit anamritat nischalas Masanaha. Now we can stand up as we move into Kundali Asana. So now in Kundali Asana, starting with a standing position, keeping the feet hip width apart and the spine straight, hold your opposite wrist with one hand behind your back. Engage your glutes and thighs as you press your pelvis and hips forward and open your chest. Tilt your head back and gently pull your arms down further. This is the Kundali Asana. So first stand and hold the opposite wrist behind your back. Now pull your hands down and lean back. Tilt your head back and lean back. This is the Kundali Asana. Visualize a luminous spiral of coiled energy in your spine. Perform the Ujjayi Kumbhaka and gaze upwards. This asana is from the Naradiya Samhita, verse number 24. where it mentions Kundali asana. Now come back to a standing position as we move into Padahastasana. So in Padahastasana, starting with a tall position, keep your feet hip width apart. Now hinge forward from your hips and fold your chest over your legs. Let your head and neck relax towards the ground. Place your hands beside your feet or hold your ankles for support. Avoid locking your knees and push your chest towards your knees. This is the Padahastasana. Visualize your spine elongating as you fold forward, releasing the tension through your neck and back. Visualize prana flowing downward from the crown, calming the mind and softening the body. Pada hastasanam nama padau hastabhyam sprishet yada शीर्षजानुद्देशं स्पृशेत् पादहस्तासनं भवेत्. And now keep your hands on the ground as we move into Swana Prasara Nasana Purvangam. So we are performing Swana Prasara Asana Purvangam. Now bring your hands to the ground. Bring your hands to the ground and keep your feet back. So now in this asana, we are going to be lowering our head down all the way and coming back up. So this is like Gajasana, where you're lowering your head down to the ground and you're coming back up. So let us all try and perform this asana as we visualize ourselves as a keen, alert dog, ready with energy to spring forward. Skandhor Raksham Purastat Prasahya Vakrataya Prerayet Yatha Shakti Stitir Kritya Kumbhakam Kritva Vyavama Samacharet. Now we move to the next asana, which is Angushta Mushtikasana. So in Angushta Mushtikasana, once again, let's come to a standing position. And now we are going to take a wide stance. So one foot forward and the other foot back. Now Now you're going to bend your front knee to a 90-degree angle. Bring your chest just above the thighs. Interlace your fingers behind your back and raise your hands upwards, actively opening the stretch. So you can push yourself all the way down and raise your hands as high as you can. This is the Angushta Mushtikasana. So in this asana, we are visioning prana flowing through the arms and chest, energizing them. We are performing the Pasha Hasta Mudra, where we are interlacing the fingers warmly. Kubha Kabamadasanam Ityahuhu Korakshasanameva cha Kabandasanamityahuhu Korakshasanameva cha Angushte Mushtikam Nyeyam Brahma Prasaditam Tata. Now we come back to a raise back up. Continue to keep your legs wide as we move to Tridha Stambha Dhirohana Asana. So in this asana, standing with a position, keeping the feet wide, stabilize the knees and engage the thighs. So now you're going to step, you're going to come into a lunging position. And then lift back. So now you're going to come into a deep lunge in this leg, and now having controlled motion, you're now going to perform the same thing on the opposite leg as well. Purusandhi dharanam cha tator preranam param tridastambha dhirohanam dandhaghata stateva cha. And now once you're done, you can come back to a standing position as we move into the next asana, which is Ekapadasana. So now in Ekapadasana, from a standing position, keeping your feet together and shift your weight onto one leg. Now you're going to hinge forward from your hips as you lift the other leg straight back until it's parallel to the ground. Extend your arms forward in one line with your arms by your ears. Interlace the hands for balance. Interlace your hands. So in this asana, we visualize one leg arching behind, embodying the karmic knots, the ancient samskaras dissolving into boundless freedom. Feel deep spiritual awakening happening layer by layer. सिद्धं पद्मं तथा सिंहं भद्रं वज्रं च मुक्तकं गुल्पं गोमुखम् एकं च वृत्तं स्वस्तिकम् एव च. Now once again we'll come back to a standing position as we move into Chandrakanta Asana. So in Chandrakanta Asana, we are once again going to come into a deep lunge. So bring one foot forward, and now you're going to keep one foot bent in the 90-degree angle and the other foot back, and now you're going to reach your hands over your head and slightly bend your back. Yes. So this is the Chandrakantasana. In this asana, we are visualizing the moon rising through your spine, filling your body with steady, calming energy. Ardharishvam chite bhaksham daravahe chandrakanta sudhasaram vyaghra asanam itah param. Now come back to a standing position as we move into Ardha Chandrasana 2. So in this position, we're starting with our feet wide apart and one foot is turned forward. So now keeping your feet one foot forward, the other foot back. Now hinge at your hip and lower the front hand towards your ankle while keeping your top arm resting by the side of your body. So this is the Ardha Chandrasana. In this, visualize your whole body as a clear, radiant, crescent moon. Purake padadvayam prasarya hastadvayam vyomini nidhaya rechake tadavastraštva kayam prasaritapada dishi namayet ardhachandramaiva rupam padanguštau karon yuratam. And now in the same position, now you're going to bring the hand from your side and bring it above your head. This is the Ardha Chandrasana Purvanga. So in this asana, visualize once again your whole body as a clear, radiant crescent moon. Hastau Vamadakhinau Yuga Padatye Dakshina Parshve Namitva Vyamam Tatah Puna Pame Kuryat. And now we move to Gajasana. We come back to a standing position. Now in this Gajasana way, we are going to start with the feet at hip width apart and place your hands just above your knees. Bend forward slightly while keeping your spine straight. This is the Gajasana Dve. Now in this asana, we are visualizing ourselves as a mighty elephant, steady and grounded. Continue to perform the Ujjayi Kumbhaka and gaze downward to the ground. Janvar urdhva karo stapya shirah deho bhavedridam etad gajasanam sarva vigna vicheda karakam. Now we move to the next asana, which is Nachiketasana. So in Nachiketasana, we are going to come back to a standing position with our feet steady and spine straight. Raise your hands above your head and keep your shoulders relaxed. Press the palms together in the Anjali Mudra and keep the fingertips straight. We are continuing to perform the Ujjayi Kumbhaka. Gaze straight and visualize the Nachiketa. Fearless and defying death itself. Once again, this asana is from the Naradiya Samhita, verse number 30, where it mentions Nachiketasana. Now we're moving to the next asana, which is the Varahasana Trini. So now in Varahasana Trini, start with your feet wider than your hip width and bend your knees, hinge forward and place both the hands on the ground. Keep your spine long and the hips higher than your knees. Place the palms firmly on the ground. This is the Varahasana Trini. Perform the Ujjayi Kumbhaka. Visualize yourself as a boar, rooted firmly and pushing forward. Karatalau bhumau samstapya padagram bhujantare urdhvam chodhvam uttapya varaham idamasanam. Now we are going to perform Angushta Mushtikasana on the opposite side. Once again, let's take a wide stance. And now you're going to bend the front knee, interlace your hands behind your back, and you're going to push down. So this is the Angushta Mushtikasana. Visualize prana flowing through your arms and chest. Kabandhasanamittyahuhu gorakshasanameva Angushta Mushtikam nyeyam brahma prasaditam tata. Now come back to a standing position as we move into Tridha Stambha Dhirohana Asana. So in this asana, once again keeping the legs wide, you're going to enter into a deep lunge. Keep your body facing sideways. Enter into a deep lunge, keeping your body facing sideways. Keep your hands on your knees. This is the Tridastambha Dharana asana. Now in this asana, visualize the prana flowing steadily through your legs and core. Urusandhi dharanam cha tata tatore tatora preranam param tridastambana di roham dandha dhata stateva cha. Now we move to the Ekapadasana. Yes. So now we'll be moving into the next asana, which is Ekapadasana on the opposite side. Now, what we're going to be doing is from the standing position, now bring your weight onto the opposite leg. And now you're going to lean forward and down and raise the back leg, bringing it parallel to the ground. Interlace your hands and keep them in front of your head. This is the Ekapadasana. सिद्धं पद्मं तथा सिंहं भद्रं वज्रं च मुक्तकं गुल्पं गोमुखम् एकं च विह्नं स्वस्ति एव च. Now we move into Chandragantasana on the opposite side. So once again, going to come into a wide stance, keeping one leg forward, the other leg back. And now you're going to bend the front knee and bring your hands above your head and Yes. Now we move to the next asana, which is Swasana Parasharana Asana. So coming to the position with our hands and legs on the ground and the hips raised up, you're going to hold the position. Visualize yourself as a keen, alert dog with energy ready to spring. Sarpa क्रियायं स्थानपृष्ठं धृतम् उत्क्षिप्य स्वेत् हस्तकरेण स्वसं चित्वा भुजयोर्बलम् उद्धरेत्. And now we move into Achala Asana. So now in Achala Asana, we are going to come into a deep squat with our toes placed wide. Keep your hands flat on the ground and slowly lean, shifting your body onto your hands. So basically this asana is like Bakasana. So keeping your hands, you're going to lean onto your hands. Visualize yourself as Achala, unshakable. Continue to perform the Samavritti Kumbhakam. Once again, this asana is from the Naradiya Samhita, verse number 8, where it mentions Achalasana. Now we're moving to the next asana, which is Gridrasana Uttaranga. So in Gridrasana Uttaranga, starting in a squatting position with the feet hip width apart and the hands planted firmly on the mat, fingers spread, bend your elbows slightly and press your knees onto the back of the upper arm. So this asana is basically like the Kubal, like the So this asana is like Kani Pavasana, where you're going to place your hands on the back of your knees and placing your hands on the ground, lean onto your hands and raise your legs up. So in this asana, visualize yourself as a powerful vulture. Hastadhritam bhumo nitva kar. Shasyorjanunidhaya langhayet samkocha kumbhakam swasya stapavaram samacharet. And now we are moving to the next asana, which is Ekapada Kukkutasana. So start in a squatting position and place your palms on the mat under your shoulders. Bend one knee to rest on the back of the upper arm and extend the other leg straight at an angle. Keep your arms firmly supported. So let's give this asana a try. So keep your hands firmly on the ground, then place your knee on the back of the respective arm and you're going to try to kick your legs up. Visualize yourself as a proud rooster. Let's give this asana a try. Panchachuli Kukkutam cha ekapada kukkutam akra ritam bandhachuli pasha kukkutameva cha. And now we're moving to the next asana, which is Ekapada Kundinyasana. So in the Ekapada Kundinyasana, we're starting with bending our knees, so basically this is like a Parshvamayurasana, where we are going to start in the Parshvamayurasana and we are going to stretch one leg forward and the other leg sideways. So you can give this asana a try. So we're going to have one leg forward and the other leg sideways. This is the Ekapada Kundinyasana. So visualize yourself as Kaundinya Maharishi, embodying the illuminous intellect and sincere devotion. वासिष्ठमथ कौण्डिन्यम् ऊर्ध्वकुक्कुटमेव च अष्टावक्रमतोत्तानं मयूरं सेतुबन्धनम्. Now we move to the next asana, which is the Bhujangasana Dve Purvanga. So in this asana, once again we are going to lay down on the stomach, keep the toes tucked and the palms by your chest. Press your hands and straighten your arms fully, raising your chest high. Keep your shoulders back and open your chest. This is the Bhujangasana. Visualize yourself as a cobra in your inner space. Abhye chidhara sambhan jangha padayo aroha sustu sta yatyechaiva urdhvam tishtantyapi yavat padang guli pratataha. And now we'll perform the same Ekapada Kukkutasana on the opposite side. So once again, bring one knee to the opposite elbow and you're going to stretch the other leg and try kicking the leg and coming up. So this is the Ekapada Kukkutasana. Visualize yourself as a rooster. Panchachuli kukkutam cha ekapada kukkutam akaritam bandhachuli parshva kukkutameva cha. Now we are going to Now we move into the final asana for today, which is the Adavasana. Ada, Advasana, Advasana. So in Advasana, we are now going to lay on our stomach with your legs extended, feet relaxed, your arms straight away from your body, your palms facing up, palms facing up. Let your shoulders relax. So your hands are only by your side, it is not in front. It's just slightly away from your body. Let your shoulders relax. Perform the Shakti Chalana Mudra and visualize your body is completely dead, physically sinking into eternal ease. Completely, let us relax in this position. Now slowly come back to your body. You can turn onto your side and slowly come back to a seated position. So now with this we'll be entering into the pranayama and the kumbhaka for today. So let us all now start with the first step of the kumbhaka, which is the nadi shodhana. Inhale through the left nostril, exhale to the right, inhale to the right, and exhale to the left nostril. Let's begin this. Now relax, and we'll be moving to the next step, which is the Bhastrika, where you're going to push your stomach in and up and exhale forcefully. Let's begin. We'll be doing this for 5 minutes. Now relax. Let's take a moment to completely calm the breath. Close your eyes. And let's now bring our hands together in front of our heart center. Close your eyes and let's chant the Purna Mantra, concluding this beautiful yoga session and offering our gratitude at Swamiji's feet. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ तत्सत् सर्वं भगवत् श्रीनित्यानन्दपरमशिवपादकार्पणमस्तु ॐ नित्यानन्दम्. Thank you all, and we'll be seeing you tomorrow once again at 4 a.m. Nithyanandam.